so many interesting developments. Dan Garnett joined us earlier in the 3 o'clock hour to talk about the latest in the Ramsey case, and he approached it appropriately within the bounds of ethics for a prosecutor, but I think made it crystal clear that he is not bound by Mary Lacy's clearing of the Ramseys. He will follow the evidence. Lynn Wood striking out at that, because Lynn Wood, who will join us tomorrow at 3:19, was quite comfortable with Mary Lacy, and I think able to, get his way with Mary Lacy and get Mary Lacy to do what he wanted Mary Lacy to do. Obviously, Stan Garnett is not going to do that, so Lynn Wood critical of Stan Garnett, so we're grateful to have Lynn Wood tomorrow at 3:19.
Yes, it's exciting for those of us who've been following JonBenet. I don't know if it means anything, but I think the tension has been established. If you go to my piece on Huffington Post, I titled it JonBenet Truth Might Still Be Told. I think it's interesting that Beckner and the police department, can you imagine their desire to resolve this case? They've been a laughingstock for most of the investigation. I'm sure Stan Garnett, who's demonstrated his strong ambition, if he could solve the Ramsey case, that would be a ticket to political superstardom.
And as we go back to our phone lines on this fascinating development in the governor's race, we'll brief you on in a second if you weren't with us. The Ramsey case was so skewed by the fact that, in my opinion, one man's constitutionally protected opinion, you had an incompetent district attorney in Mary Lacy. And, I talked about that in many different examples of that, including, what she did, to the CU football program and CU football players, and got into real detail on that took you far behind the headlines. And I think we saw the same thing in the Ramsey case with this preposterous clearing of the Ramseys when she had no other suspect. And so good to see that Stan Garnett's just going to follow the evidence. But now, of course, Craig, it's a much tougher job for Stan Garnett, because when you have the prior district attorney taking that bizarre step of, quote-unquote, clearing the Ramseys, no matter where the evidence leads, it's going to make a prosecution tougher.
Right. And sorry to tell you this, but Alex Hunter wasn't any great shakes before Mary Lacy. Remember his interactions with the tabloid reporters not to get Mary Lacy that unusual letter of exoneration. I'd say the headline out of our show is, once again, you established in your questioning of Stan Garnett that letter isn't worth the paper it's written on for Mary Lacy as far as Stan Garnett is concerned. He's taken an adversarial position not only with Lynn Wood, who is very well capable of defending himself and his clients. There's a bit of a pushback going on between those two. But look at the sniping between Mary Lacy and Stan Garnett. If you look at my column, I include hyperlinks where these two have gone public now. There is no love lost. And in terms of statewide politics, no secret you're backing the Republican incumbent John Suthers for AG, but you might have a new campaign slogan, because I take it you approve of Stan Garnett's handling of the JonBenet case. Vote Suthers. We need Stan Garnett to solve JonBenet in Boulder.
That's right. No, I do approve what Stan's doing in the Ramsey case. I think it's fantastic. I strongly support John Suthers for many, many reasons we've talked about on air, but I'm glad Stan's doing